You know how we all see those ads like all
Yeah.
the time, right? They're always pushing some like miracle solution for aging.
Yeah.
But I I think deep down we all know it's not really about like erasing wrinkles or anything like that.
Uh,
It's about like feeling good as we get older, like feeling vibrant and healthy.
absolutely.
So today we're going to do a deep dive into this guide that I found. It's really interesting. It kind of throws out all those quick fixes
Oh, cool.
and it tries to get real about what it really means to age gracefully.
I like that.
So it's called Aging Gracefully, Lifestyle Habits for Longevity.
Okay.
And it's from the Health Knowledge Base.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was published actually pretty recently, just last week on November 6th, 2024.
Oh, wow. So it's like brand new.
Yeah.
Oh,
And what I thought was really refreshing about it
right.
is that it doesn't really frame aging as like a battle,
Right.
like we're fighting against it,
Yeah.
but it's more like an opportunity to thrive.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's like, making choices today that set you up for a good future, a
Mhm.
fulfilling future.
I like that. So, like, what does that actually look like? Like, what does it mean to thrive?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, what does that actually look like in practice?
Right.
So the guide actually breaks it down into like three main areas.
Okay.
There's physical health, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not just about like avoiding diseases or anything like that. It's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like having the energy to do the things you love
Uh-huh.
and just feeling good in your body, just feeling
No.
comfortable.
Yeah.
And like, as you age, maintaining functional strength.
Yeah.
So you can like keep doing the things you want to do.
Totally.
So it's more about quality of life
Yeah.
than just like quantity.
Right. Exactly.
But then it's not all about just the physical stuff, right?
No, absolutely not. The guide really digs deep into mental acuity as well.
Okay.
So, like, staying sharp and being able to adapt and keep learning new things, like, throughout your whole life, not just, when you're younger.
Like keep growing and learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the emotional well-being piece too,
Right.
which I think is huge.
Yeah.
So it's about like resilience.
Mm-hmm.
So, being able to face challenges
Right.
and bounce back,
Yeah.
manage stress well,
Mm-hmm.
and just maintain like a positive outlook.
Yeah, have a positive mindset.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like this whole holistic approach.
Exactly.
It's not just like, at one thing.
Yeah.
It's mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued, I have to say.
Uh-huh.
But, I'm also a little skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just another one of those things that's like, eat your vegetables and think happy thoughts.
No, not at all. This guide is like, it gets really specific. And
Okay.
like the science behind it is really fascinating.
Okay, well, that's good.
Like, for example, take the section on nutrition.
Okay.
So it really emphasizes a diet that's rich in antioxidants,
Wow.
but it goes way beyond just like, eat your blueberries kind of advice.
Okay, interesting. So antioxidants.
Right.
They're like tiny little superheroes that fight off like the aging villains.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Like, imagine them as like little shields protecting your cells
Okay.
from damage
Yeah.
caused by free radicals,
Yeah.
which we've all heard of.
Yes.
So the guide actually breaks down like the different types of antioxidants
Oh, wow.
and like where to find them.
Okay.
So it's really interesting. Like, for example, lycopene, that's found in tomatoes,
Right.
and that's linked to prostate health,
Okay.
or anthocyanins,
Mhm.
and those are in blueberries.
Right. Blueberries. Yeah.
And those are thought to protect brain cells.
Wow. So it's like not just eating any fruit or vegetable.
Right.
It's about choosing the right ones
Exactly.
to get specific benefits.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
But how does all of this tie into inflammation?
Oh, yeah.
I know that's like a big part of aging.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Chronic inflammation is kind of like this low-grade fire
Okay.
that's just kind of smoldering in your body,
Mm-hmm.
and it like accelerates aging
Right.
on a cellular level.
Oh, wow.
But guess what helps put out that fire?
I don't know. What?
Those powerful antioxidants we were talking about.
Oh, wow.
They help to neutralize the free radicals that trigger the inflammation.
Okay.
So it's like a double whammy.
Yeah.
They're fighting off that direct cellular damage,
Right.
but they're also helping reduce overall inflammation.
So they're like multitasking.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And the guide emphasizes that inflammation isn't just about like how your joints feel.
Right.
It's linked to so many things.
Right.
Like heart disease, cognitive decline,
Wow.
like all sorts of things.
Okay, so the food we eat plays a really important role.
Yes.
But I know we can't talk about healthy aging without talking about exercise.
Of course not.
And I have to admit, I sometimes need a little extra motivation
Yeah, I get
to
it.
get moving.
Well, get this.
Okay.
The guide actually talks about some pretty surprising benefits of exercise
Okay.
that go way beyond like just the physical fitness aspect.
Okay.
And we're not just talking about like endorphins and stress relief,
Yeah.
although those are important too.
Yeah, they are. Okay. So tell me more. What are these like unexpected perks?
Okay, so studies have shown that regular physical activity can actually enhance neuroplasticity.
Okay.
So that's your brain's ability to form new connections
Okay.
and adapt
Right.
throughout life.
Yeah.
So in other words, exercise can actually help your brain stay younger.
Wait, so exercise isn't just good for my body, it's like brain food too.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And it's not just about like hitting the gym.
Okay, good.
The guide emphasizes finding activities that you enjoy.
Right.
So whether that's like dancing or gardening or just going for a brisk walk with a friend, whatever you like to do.
And I bet that social connection piece ties into another part of the guide.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. It really does. The guide goes really deep on the importance of social connection.
Yeah.
And it's not just about like not being lonely or anything, you know?
Right. Right.
Like research actually shows that having those strong social ties,
Uh-huh.
it can lead to better brain function, like better cognitive function,
Oh, wow.
lower rates of depression,
Oh, wow.
and even like a stronger immune system.
So it's like hanging out with your friends is practically a health intervention.
Basically, yeah. It's like built-in medicine.
I love that. But, I am curious about that whole mental well-being piece too.
Yeah,
You know, life can be so hectic these days,
totally.
and it's not always easy to find that sense of calm, like amidst all the chaos.
That's so true. That's where mindfulness comes in.
Okay.
The guide actually dedicates like a whole section
Uh,
to like practical mindfulness techniques.
okay.
And it's not about like becoming some kind of meditation guru or anything like that.
Right.
It's more about just like incorporating these little mindful moments into your day.
Okay, I like that. So give me an example. What does a mindful moment look like?
Sure. It could be something as simple as like taking a few deep breaths
Okay.
before you go into like a stressful meeting,
Mm-hmm.
or like really savoring each bite of your food
Yeah.
instead of just like, mindlessly scarfing it down,
Right.
or even just like noticing like the colors and textures like on your walk.
Yeah.
It's about like training your attention to be more present,
Right.
and that can really help to reduce stress and boost your well-being.
Yeah. I can definitely see how that would be helpful,
Yeah.
especially these days.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, I do sometimes struggle to like switch off and be present.
Yeah.
My mind just like keeps racing.
I totally get that. The guide talks about that too.
Okay.
Like it's a practice
Uh-huh.
and it takes time
Right.
and consistency, but it also gives some really great tips for like getting started. Like one thing they suggest is to choose like a specific activity
Uh-huh.
and try to like bring mindfulness into that.
Okay.
So like maybe your morning coffee routine.
Okay.
So instead of just like rushing through it, you really focus on like the aroma, the warmth of the mug, the taste of the coffee.
Right.
It's about like engaging all of your senses.
Yeah, I like that. I can totally see myself trying that.
Yeah.
Now, I know we talked about exercise,
Yeah.
but I'm curious to hear more about that sleep connection.
Okay.
Is there anything surprising in the guide about that?
You know how sometimes people are like, oh, I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah.
Like they wear it as a badge of honor.
Totally.
Like it means they're super busy and productive.
Right.
But, deep down, we all know that's not really doing us any favors.
No, not at all.
The guide actually talks about how sleep is like super crucial for healthy aging.
Okay.
And it's not just about the number of hours,
Nah.
but it's also about the quality of your sleep.
Oh.
Like they talk about how sleep deprivation can actually speed up the aging process
Oh, well.
and contribute to everything from wrinkles to like cognitive decline.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely motivation to try and get some more sleep.
Right.
But what if you're one of those people who just like can't seem to get a good night's rest?
Yeah.
Like, does the guide offer any solutions for that?
It does. It talks about the importance of having like a regular sleep schedule,
Okay.
like even on the weekends,
All right.
and like having a relaxing bedtime routine.
Okay.
They also emphasize how important your sleep environment is.
So like making sure it's dark and quiet.
Exactly. And avoiding screens for at least an hour before bed,
Right.
because that blue light can actually suppress your melatonin production.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've definitely noticed that like scrolling on my phone before bed makes it harder to fall asleep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this guide covers a lot.
Yeah, it really does.
Like from what we eat to how we move and connect and sleep and even like how we manage our thoughts.
It's really holistic.
It is, I think the biggest takeaway is that aging gracefully isn't about like fighting against getting older.
Mhm.
It's more about like embracing it
Right.
and making choices that support your well-being.
Yeah.
Like your whole well-being, mind, body, spirit.
I love that. It's not about denying that we're getting older. It's just about like aging on our own terms
Exactly.
and like making the most of it.
Yeah.
I really like that.
And the guide emphasizes that it's never too late to start.
Okay, good.
Like you can incorporate these healthy habits at any age.
Right.
Like every little step you take towards a healthier lifestyle is a step towards aging gracefully.
Oh, I think that's really encouraging.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to do everything at once.
Right.
Start with one small change
Exactly.
and then like build from there.
And speaking of starting, I think our listeners are probably excited to check out this guide
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and like see all the amazing things it has to offer.
Right. I know I am. So for those of you who are ready to unlock the secrets to aging gracefully, we've got a link for you. Just tap the link in the episode description, see the full article on the Health Knowledge Base website.
Yeah, it's like packed with information.
I know, right?
And it's not just about living longer, it's about like enjoying life more as you get older.
Totally. And you know, one thing I really liked about it was the part about self-acceptance.
Oh, yeah.
Like we live in a world that's like obsessed with being young.
Right.
You know, it's easy to get caught up in that.
Yeah, for sure.
But the guide reminds us that like aging is totally natural
Mm-hmm.
and there's beauty in like every stage.
Right. It's like giving yourself permission to just like be where you are
Exactly.
and like appreciate all that you've learned along the way.
Right. And like appreciate your experiences.
Yeah.
It's about shifting your focus from trying to look younger
Uh-huh.
to like feeling your best
Right.
and like living a meaningful life.
Yeah, a fulfilling life.
Exactly.
And that can look different for every single person.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I love that the guide really encourages people to explore their passions
Yes.
and like try new things no matter how old they are.
Yeah. Keep learning, keep growing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like it's about staying curious
Mhm.
and engaged with the world around you.
Right. And that ties back to what we were talking about before with mental acuity.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like the guide emphasizes that learning new skills,
Ah.
like having stimulating conversations,
Right?
and even just staying informed about current events can help keep your mind sharp.
Yeah. It's like a good reminder that our brains are amazing
They are?
and that they can adapt and we can keep them healthy and active
Totally.
as we get older.
Yeah, and that's like a really empowering message.
It is.
It means that aging doesn't have to be like a downward spiral.
Right.
It can be like a time of growth
Hmm.
and discovery.
That's a great point to end on. I think.
Yeah.
It's like a feeling of possibility
Mm-hmm.
and empowerment.
Yeah, like you have the power to shape how you age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to everyone listening who's ready to kind of embrace this whole aging gracefully thing,
Yeah,
just remember that you have more control than you might think.
totally.
It's all about making choices that support your well-being
Right.
in every way, like mind, body, spirit.
Exactly. And if you're looking for like a guide to help you along the way,
Mm-hmm.
we definitely recommend checking out that full Aging Gracefully guide.
Yes.
And you can find the link in the episode description.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of aging gracefully.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
We hope you learned some cool stuff
Yeah.
and that you're feeling inspired to take charge of your health
You have to take care of yourselves.
and well-being. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and stay vibrant.
See you next time.